Very welcome to the Better Fred Boxing Show. We're in Manchester. We're in the old Piccadilly Hotel, the Mercure Piccadilly as it is now. Parker Chisora 2, that's why we're here. It's a stat card and a fella that knows all about a stat card or two. You didn't mention Boazzi though, Eddie.
I'm losing my touch. Obviously, Joshua Boazzi is in camp in San Francisco with Virgil Hunter. He's in a tremendous fight with Maxime Vlasov, and I forgot to mention him because he's not here. And Dereck Chisora, quite frankly, had me on edge, as he always does in every press conference. But that's a great fight. Of course, Chisora Parker headlining. Gongora against Richards, great fight. Zelfa Barrett, an eliminator for the world title. Jack Cullen for the European title. Rhiannon Dixon, Jordan Thompson, David Naika, Olympic bronze medalist. Sandy Ryan, Cyrus Patterson. I think that's about it. So 10 fights, big card, and a Christmas cracker, as they say, to end the year.
Busy enough as well, isn't it, Ant? There's a few fights coming up.
Mate, just a few. Ed, looking on the undercard, strong undercard. There's a lot of northwest Manchester-based fighters. Do you look at building something to come back to the arena with them? You know, your Zelfas, your Jacqueline, you mentioned it then. Zelfa, he comes through this, there's a great chance of world title could be next year back in Manchester.
Yeah, I mean, look, ever since you hung them up, mate, we haven't been able to fill the arena. So we've got to bring nights stacked like this just to get the full capacity in. But, you know, Zelfa Barrett is a guy that's knocking on the door now of a world championship shot. Tough fight against Tarimo. We've got the vacant world title that we're promoting at Madison Square Garden between Agawa and Fazili. That's a winnable fight for Zelfa Barrett in a tough division, obviously with Shakur Stevenson and the likes. Jack Cullen's a bit of a Cinderella story, really. You know, slung him in with John Doherty, beat him. Slung him in with Adney Yildirim, beat him. Now he's getting a shot at the European title. He's going to bring over 1,000 from Little Lever. I mean, they're absolutely mental. You know. So I just feel that, you know, it's always good. I think Manchester's a bit of a different city where they come out for big fight nights. But obviously, if you've got your own there as well, Jordan Thompson from Manchester, obviously your charge, Rhiannon Dixon from nearby as well. You know, I think that more local talent the better, because we're seeing older cities come out and support their own. And, you know, it's a big fight for a lot of Manchester-based fighters that night.
You mentioned about Dereck keeping you on edge before, by the way. Has he ever really changed in all the time that you've had to deal with him, or is it a case of you don't know what you're going to get?
He's definitely calmed down a little bit and cooled down a little bit. Like, there was a time where he was incredibly violent, you know, and you would worry about him picking something up.
In this very city, he did the table.
When he slung the table, and it was mad. I mean, but back then he was a lot scarier than he is now, because he was very temperamental. He's matured. And one point that I made in the press conference was, he really loves boxing. Like, this guy is in the gym, not just training, but he's around young fighters. He spent a lot of time in AJ's camp around the Usyk fight. Like, he loves it. And a lot of people say, you know, what's on the line for these fighters? Don't worry about what's on the line for Chisora, because he just loves to fight. Like, I think if he had 7 losses on the spin, he'd still be going. Parker's looking to try and regain the world heavyweight title, and he's well placed to do that. But for Chisora, it's just about fighting and winning. And I think the crowd will make a big difference this time. Although Joseph Parker looks really fit and strong. And I think in their head, they're thinking, we're going to take him out this time, inside the distance. But, you know, 2 great coaches, Dave Coldwell, Andy Lee. I think it's going to be a really exciting fight, but I don't think it'll go the distance this time.
You just mentioned then, regarding Parker chasing the world title. Dereck wins this and gets revenge. Do you think there will be a third fight, or does the winner then push on to?
I don't know. I mean, you think, will Chisora get a shot at the world title? I mean, he is commercially, he's a big name. Like, you know, he's always going to be in big fights. There are some people that say, oh, he's got 8 losses or not, whatever they are. But look who he's lost to. You know,
good company.
Like he mentioned up there, he did really beat Hellenius. Lost twice to Tyson Fury. Lost twice to Dillian White in a very close fight. The first one was ahead on the scorecards before he got knocked out in the 11th round on the second one. Lost to Vitaly Klitschko. You know, so it's not like he's been losing to probably the disappointing defeat was Ajit Caballo in Monaco, which he couldn't get out for again in a small environment. So this will really help him on December 18th for the crowd.
When we are talking about heavyweights, there's one that never eludes conversation when you're involved as well with AJ, and you know, obviously recently there's been talk of maybe him looking at other trainers and all the rest of it. Is there anything new on that? Again, I mean, from your own point of view, different environments you've spoken of, which might be handy, but that still includes Robert McCracken as far as you're concerned, or not?
Robert McCracken is more than just a trainer to AJ. You know, he's a friend, he's a mentor, he's an advisor. I feel like AJ, you know, I think a change of scenery is sometimes good. You know, I think when he went over to America recently, it was quite refreshing for him not to just be mobbed literally wherever he is in
It's like Crawler in Manchester.
well, of course, not just in Manchester, to be honest with you as well. But you know, it's quite draining. I think that. Not saying people don't know him in America, but it's different to literally not being able to walk. You're getting photographed everywhere, and the thing is with AJ is he's got time for everyone, and that can be extra draining. When like if someone stops him, he'll have a photo. So will another one. So will another one. Before you know it, he spent half an hour doing that before he's got to training. Do you know what I mean? And the fine margins between success and failure are those little percentages of rest and stuff like that. And I just feel that. He's had 14 years in Sheffield now, and it's the most incredible facility. Yeah. But he is God there. Do you know what I mean? He walks in that place, you've got the amateurs who just look at him like he's pictures everywhere. I feel like, I'll say we need to go rough and rugged, but like he's got to have that challenger mentality in this fight. And he's got it. Everything that I'm hearing from him tells me he wants to win bad and he wants to bash Usyk up, which I didn't hear any of going into the first fight. So he's angry, which is good, but no decision's been made yet. But I do think a change of scenery would be good for him in terms of where his training camp's based.
You mentioned 10 shows in 7 weeks, was it? You've got to pick one of them. What's your pick?
I mean, it's the run, really, the 4-week run of Teofimo against George Kambosos at Madison Square Garden, Haney against Diaz at MGM Grand in Vegas, Ben against Algieri and Katie Taylor in Liverpool, and Chisora Parker and Boazzi and all this stuff. So it's a great 4-week run. I mean, you kind of missed the boat a little bit in the lightweight division, Crollo. I know you boxed Lomachenko.
Didn't miss it.
You did. Well, actually, you done all right in the end. But, you know, Haney, Teofimo, Tank, Ryan Garcia. Haney Diaz, tough fight, you know. And actually, although Teofimo's a big favourite against Kambosos, just feel that like it's nearly a year of inactivity and
he's a big lad at the weight. Kambosos, he's got that belief. He's got crazy belief.
And how long can Teo stay at 135? They said Teofimo Lopez and his dad said to me, "I promise you, we will knock him out in the first round." They're genuinely going for
They're
that.
They're a pair of characters.
I thought it's a lot of money. I hope you do give me a few rounds. You know.
And then finally, from your point of view and doing what you do, I mean, how daft is it going to be now over the next few weeks in terms of your running around? The northwest of England's one thing, I suppose.
Yeah, it's kind of, like I said, 10 shows, 7 weeks, 6 different countries. So we've got, this weekend, we've got Kid Galahad, Terry Harper, Chris Billam-Smith, a European title fight. Next weekend, we've got Demetrius Andrade, World Championship triple header. He's fighting Quigley, Akhmad Aliyev, Julio Cesar Martinez, Cali Reese. The weekend after, Teofimo Lopez against Kambosos. Then on the 3rd of December in Bilbao, Jack Flatley actually has got a fight against La Raja for the European title. December 4th, Haney against Diaz. Then we've got December 11, we've got Ben against Algieri. Then we've got December 17, we're in Uzbekistan for Madrimov against Soro for the interim world title. Really good fight as well. December 18th here. I think I'm missing something as well. Yeah, I don't know where I am really, but yeah, 10 shows in 7 weeks, and it's just really at the moment about sort of keeping the missus happy, which is almost impossible. I had to do the school run this morning before I drove up to Manchester, just because you got to just tick the brownie points off, you know. So it's not easy, but wouldn't change it for the world.